And we are live. I apologize. I just got out of teaching a strumming class on the ukulele, so that was fun. All right. So I had YouTube open. I had YouTube open in a tab, and then I heard myself talking. All right. So welcome here, everybody. If you want to say hi, I see deplorable me there. So hi, deplorable you. If anybody wants to say hi, so I kind of know who's here, I figured that I would just go on and come on here live really quick so that I could answer your questions about online teaching. So some really quick back info. I have been teaching online since 2018, and this is something that apparently a lot of my Facebook friends didn't really know that it was something that they could do, and I guess that's not super nice of me because I should have told you guys about it. I should have been talking about it because it's really been a life changer. So I started teaching online in 2018. I started with the Chinese companies. For those of you who are not familiar, China had this huge Ministry of Education policy change called the double production policy, which effectively closed down the majority of these Chinese businesses. Hi, Chelsea. So what has happened is a lot of other companies have been popping up. Teachers have been going independent. And for those of you who are in my Facebook group or have known me or talked to me about this before, or I've helped you get jobs before, you already probably know all of this, but I guess a lot of you may not know. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you have any questions, please feel free to put this in the chat, whether you're watching this live or in the replay. I will come back and ask the questions. I'm just going to kind of go off and talk, and you guys can pop in the questions as we do it. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I talk about all sorts of online teaching jobs and bring you the resources to this channel, as many as I can. I come on this channel at least twice a week to bring you guys content that's going to help you start earning money teaching online. So make sure that you're subscribed. Do that now. Plus, I love you when you do it. It makes me feel good. Okay. Because I put a lot of work into this YouTube channel, to be honest. Okay, so starting out, I'm just going to answer the questions that I think a lot of teachers have. And if there are more questions, please put them in the chat and I will answer them too. So there are different ways that you can teach online. And a lot of people think how is this real? It seems too good to be true. But you have to realize that people have been doing in-person tutoring forever. This has always been a thing where somebody they get a personal tutor to help their kids with math, or to help them learn a new language, or to help them become better readers or writers. This is nothing that's new. What is new is that our technology has improved. So there are so many more resources where it can be more affordable to parents and more accessible, and a lot more fun too, because there are a lot of technologically savvy games and curriculums that you can use. So a lot has progressed with technology. So when you were in college or you were in high school and you saw people getting tutoring, or you did tutoring, or maybe you had a tutor, it's a lot different than it used to be. So I know it sounds like it's probably too good to be true, but it's definitely not. And what basically happens here is there are essentially 3 different ways that you can become an online teacher. And the first way is with a company, and the company is going to pay you a set rate. So it's going to be the company's going to pay you, say, $10, $20, $50, whatever it is, per hour, per half hour, whatever it might be, per class, however they do it. That's the company. The other way is to go independent, where you own your own business and you find your own students, you do your own marketing. And then there's a middle way, which I think is a really good place to start. I love when teachers go independent. I think companies typically pay too little. But when you go onto a marketplace, that's kind of in between. The company does the marketing for you, but you're going to be doing a lot of the things that you might be doing when you're independent, like creating your own curriculum, setting your own hours, deciding where you want to teach, who you want to teach, what you want to teach. So what you have to do basically is you have to decide who you want to teach. You do not have to teach children. You can teach children, you can teach adults. You're going to want to decide what you want to teach. A lot of us, and if you are in my Facebook group, you already know, but if you are not in my Facebook group, I put it in the description box. Please go and join it. It's the online ESL teacher success and support group on Facebook. It's got like 12,000 members now. And ESL is very, very popular. That's where a lot of teachers have started. They started teaching ESL to children in China. And it's really progressed, and it's gotten to the point where you can pretty much teach anything. Is there anybody here that's already teaching? Let me know in the chat if you're already teaching. And I have done this. I have done this since 2018. I am a single mom. I have 3 little girls, and me being able to do this has, I mean, I've bought my own house with it. So like I'm a homeowner because I was able to find something that allowed me to work around my kids. If anybody here is a mom, they know how hard that is. And when you're by yourself, it's even harder. So like I can create classes, teach classes, do everything while my kids are sleeping. Um, I have done all 3. I've done independent, I've done marketplaces, and I've done companies. And independent is great. Marketplaces are great. Companies are where I started, so I will have some love for them, but not so much because a lot of them don't pay very well. But I still got love for a lot of them. If you go on my channel, there are some really cool companies. There's a company that is basically an Elon Musk company, and it is like you play games with your kids. Unfortunately, to my local friends in New York, they don't hire in New York or California, but everywhere else around the world they do. That company pays $50 an hour to play like games with kids and teach them basically how to think. So just to give you an idea here, like the possibilities of what you can be teaching are endless. You can teach life skills, you can teach music, you can teach math, you can teach reading, writing, English, spelling, Spanish, German, French. You can teach history, you could teach geography. Like literally, the sky is the limit. And please ask me questions. Come in here. My chair's squeaky. Sorry. Ask me questions because I will answer them. Let's see. From one single. Thank you, Renee. Renee said I'm an inspiration from one single mom to another. Well, when I went into this, I'm not gonna lie. So this is how I got into it. Like a little backstory here, and maybe you've already seen my backstory if you've been following me on YouTube. But quick little backstory. How I got into it is I was working at the post office as a mail carrier. In the United States, at least, mail carriers have terrible jobs with long hours. So I was essentially working. I was working from like 6 o'clock in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night delivering mail. I was pregnant with my 3rd daughter. After I had my 3rd daughter, I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way I can go back to doing this with a newborn. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Renee, you've been following me before. Like we've been friends before I even started teaching. So you're one of the people. That's why when I said something on Facebook and like people were messaging me like, I didn't know you did this. I'm like, I know I'm kind of quiet on Facebook except for in my group, but like, I don't know. It's so weird to think that people don't know about this because it's so weird to think that people don't know about this because this is like, I don't know, it's like been my life for so long and everybody that I know does it basically. So there's my ADHD going off on me again. Give me a second. I forgot what I was saying. I want to learn all this because I've been doing this. Okay. So, oh yes. Okay. So I was a mail carrier. couldn't go back to work or refused. Like I would not go back to work because how am I going to do that? Um, and I was like, I was sitting here having this, basically like sit down talk with like myself and anybody that would listen, trying to figure out like what job can I possibly work and also mom and take care of my kids and everything, because my ex-husband had some health issues at the time, that they weren't something that allowed him to contribute basically. So um I went through and started talking to everybody. Like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I started asking everybody, like at Girl Scouts, at dance, at 4-H. Like, I started asking all the moms, like, what do you do? And every single person, they worked in the school in some capacity. So, like, every single mom that was working, they were a school nurse, they were a school psychologist, they were a teacher, they were a teacher's aide, they were a bus driver, they were a lunch lady. Like, 9 times out of 10, a mom was working in the school. And I'm like, okay, that's where it is. That's what's going to allow me to be able to provide for my kids. But like when I'm working, my kids will be in school, so I'll be good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to school and get my master's degree. So I posted on Facebook that I was going to go back to school and get my master's degree. And somebody came to me and they were like, hey, so Alicia, if you're out there, somebody came to me and they're like, hey, you should try teaching for VIP Kid. Now, VIP Kid was one of these companies that they were one of these Chinese companies. They were like basically the one that started it all. They were the biggest one. So I applied to VIP Kid. I had never applied. I needed a bachelor's degree to work for them. I never applied to graduate. So I had to like put in my application to graduate, even though, because I was like, well, I'm not going to pay $150 just to get a piece of paper. So I had to do that so that I could get into the job. While I was waiting, I found another company that was Palefish, another Chinese company. And I ended up working for both of them. Stopped working for VIP Kid, and then I eventually became a mentor. That's okay, Tanisha. It's okay. I eventually became a mentor with Palefish, and like I went into it. I was like, there's no way this is going to work. I have tried online jobs before. I have tried MLMs. One MLM. I have tried transcription jobs, which pay you pennies and they're like really annoying. I have tried different things and I really did not think, I thought that this was going to be one of those things that really doesn't make a sustainable income. And I mean, I was wrong, but I went into it. I'm like, okay, I see other people doing this and I see other people doing this, so it's got to be possible. If they can do it, I can do it. I'm not going to let myself fail because I've got these 3 little girls that depend on me. So I went in there and I made it my mission. I learned everything I could about the app, about bookings, about teaching English, about teaching. I, was going to school for my master's degree and learning how to teach on top of how to, do all of that. I learned the internal marketing, like how to make sure that you're getting new students, even if you're not marketing and bringing new students in, how the students that are on the platform can find you. And I basically like just studied it and learned it and like breathed, slept, ate Palefish, VIP Kid, Chinese culture, like everything I possibly could. So I started that in December of 2018. By March, I think I was, I don't even want to say promoted because that's such a misleading thing because I was paid $70 a month for it. But by March, I was promoted to be a mentor for the company where I would basically like train and help 300 people, batches of like 300 people every couple of weeks in a big, long group chat. So those of you who know me from my Palefish days, you've been in those chat rooms and help them get started, help them find bookings, help them, with student retention and everything. That's how this YouTube channel came into play. And because I was like, okay, it's easier to teach you. My old videos are cringy. But it's easier to teach you guys how to do it if I can just tell you once and then send you a link. So that's why this YouTube channel even exists, is because of my mentor days. So that's kind of like a backstory. I didn't think it was going to work, but I wasn't going to give up on it, and I want to make sure I give it a shot. Since then, I have learned about I won't say all the companies, but a lot of the different companies, I'm constantly looking for different companies that you can work for, different companies that you can teach for, different tools that you can use, different ways that you can get more bookings and be more successful, and really start to do the same thing that I did in my life for your own life. So um, that's basically like the basis of online teaching. It's going to be on a computer or a tablet, depending on like where you're working for and what you have accessible. You're going to need an internet connection. Um, there are certifications that you can get right now. There is, and I'll have to go through and put a code in it, or like the discount link, because I'm an affiliate for them. I have a discount link for them where I it's $24 for a TESOL certification, which is basically a certification to teach English. At this point in time, you don't really need one, to be honest, unless the company you're applying for has one. How do I find new companies? Well, that's easy. They usually find me. So I'm on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's Jillian Shanahan _official. But I'm on Instagram, and I'm following a couple of hashtags, and sometimes, they'll pop up, and if they pop up and they look legit and they look interesting, like that's how I found Awaketh, then I will message them and have a conversation with them and, see if they want to talk. But 9 times out of 10, it's either finding them from my group, because I do have a group of 12,000. We just hit 12,000 people in our Facebook group today, guys. Did you guys see that? That was exciting. That group has grown so much in like since November. But I have a group of 12,000 people on Facebook. And in this group, there are recruiters and there are teachers that are working for different companies. And whenever somebody lists another company, and I still have more companies that I have to talk about on this channel, but whenever somebody lists something or talks about something about a company, I will like reach out to them and be like, hey, do you want to talk about this in the group? Do you want to talk about this on YouTube? I've had guests on my YouTube channel where we talk about what the company's about, and they can recruit on my channel, because usually these companies want good teachers. So usually they'll throw teachers a little kickback if they hire a teacher that ends up getting bookings and getting paid, because when the teachers make money, the companies make money. So that's how that all works. And then I have I just kind of keep my eyes and ears open. And because I'm in the position that I'm in, and I've been doing this for so long, and as so many of you guys know, like that's kind of what I'm known for by anybody that knows me, aside from people on my Facebook page, apparently. People will usually come to me and they'll say, hey, have you ever heard of this company? Are they legit? And they'll ask me for my feedback on it. And I found new companies that way too. How many companies am I working for right now? So I have independent students. I will always have independent students. I'm working for All School. And I opened up some hours on Awaketh because I wanted to test out the platform. They're they have a little work to do. I've gotten students on there, but I only have 30 minutes open a week with them. I've gotten students there. They have a little work there to really keep up with like student retention, but I think they're getting there. That's a good one for Awaketh. That's a good one for anyone that is in a country that normally does not hire English speakers. It's kind of like OutSchool. I no longer work for OutSchool. I am working for All School, and I think that All School is absolutely amazing. I'm fangirling over them. So I have classes with All School and classes independent. And then I run a program for teachers called Independent Teacher Academy, where I coach teachers who are looking to increase their bookings, who want a little more in-depth attention. Like there's a course that they can go through that teaches everybody that's in the course, like how to set up your independent business and how to do your marketing. And then we do group coaching twice a week. and have a Facebook. So I mean, like, teaching teachers is still teaching. So I guess I work for 3 companies. I work for my LLC. I work for still my LLC. So I work for myself, and I work for All School too. Yeah, that was a little long-winded for that answer, but I have I did apply to Book Nook too. I just wrote out the script for the Book Nook video. Um, I don't think I'm going to go through the application process, though they look really cool, but I don't think that one's for me. But I did apply to Book Nook just so that I could see, because um, I didn't see a lot of videos on YouTube about it, so I wanted to like investigate it myself. Um, my favorite one outside of All School is definitely would be Synthesis, which I'm not eligible to work for because I'm in New York State. But that's the Elon Musk one. If you go through my videos, that's the one that's has some ties to Elon Musk. It's the Ad Astra Synthesis, the school for like his space school, SpaceX. Um, and that one's so cool, but they don't hire in New York and California. So that's kind of a bummer. Do you have more independent class videos and how to do that? So on this channel every Saturday at 11, a video will premiere that has something to do with going independent. I've had Camden Long come on here and talk about like traveling. I've had people come on and talk about like different curriculum. Koala Go, Teach with Koala, is actually a really cool platform to use to teach on. I've had videos on marketing. I am always looking for video suggestions because I want this channel to be helpful for you guys. So if there's any reason at all, then or anything at all, then I was reading your comment there, Renee. If there's anything at all that like you want more help on, just let me know and I'll make a video from it. More reason to get out of the stupid state. Okay, so the bill that they're talking about, for those of you who is in New York State, who else is in New York State? Because I don't even know. The bill that they're talking about is the bill. It's the Senate bill S6699A, and it started in 2019, and they started rolling with it, and then they made an assembly bill that's like the same thing, just different numbers. Like there's one in the assembly and one in the Senate, and then COVID hit, and they were like, oh my goodness, we can't take away people's jobs right now because like we have bigger fish to fry, right? So nothing has happened with it. That bill is just sitting there. It has not moved. I think maybe like it got looked at or something in like January or February, but like it hasn't been moved at all. So I don't understand why these companies are not hiring in New York State. But I have actually I have a video from years ago where I was asking people to like sign a petition for our senators, which that petition probably still exists. But the people that they're hurting are the people like me, people like Renee, that are single mothers. And it's an independent contractor law that they're trying to pass because companies like Uber are making it like so that people are not really having good jobs, like they're taking advantage of them. But when you can sit here and you can make 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, $120 an hour, like, I'm sorry, New York, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I don't need you to interfere, right? Like, don't take away opportunities just because I live here. Renee said, don't forget if you're on this live to like it. Thank you, Renee. Yes, like and subscribe because I go all out on this channel, and I try to at least to give you guys the things that that you guys need. Okay, so where are we here? So Tanisha said that, I don't even know if I'm saying your name right. I've only seen you Tanisha. I'm saying Tanisha. Am I saying it right? But she said it was a great experience applying to synthesis, and that's the Elon Musk one. That one is super cool. And I did a video on the interview process or the application process. I don't give you all of the tricks to it because it's all about how you can think and problem solve. And if I tell you the answers to it, that's not really fair to the company, and it's not really fair to you, and it's not fair to the kids. So, but I tell you some of it, like that was a really cool, like, I didn't want to stop. I've never been in an interview before where I was like, no, let me keep doing it. This is so much fun. Like, I loved it. It was so much fun. So I know that the kids would love it too. And, yeah, so if you are going to teach online, if you want to come up here or something, like, you're kind of being annoying. So this is Romeo. He's my photo bomber, like, all the time. Phonetia. Did I say it right then? Phonetia. Either way, it's pretty. Okay. Or T. All right. So yeah, God, I'm terrible. I need to stop looking at comments. Don't stop commenting, but Vanessa. My ADHD is like crazy. Okay. Yeah, there are a ton of different companies that you can work for. Right now, I'm working for All School, and All School is like, it's like, so I used to work for a company called OutSchool, which is All School is very, very similar to OutSchool. But it's like everything that teachers were saying, hey, can you make this better? Can you make this better? Can you make this better? All School went and they did it where OutSchool wasn't. Like, everything that they did is just like so good. Like, they have a teaching app that's very similar to Magic Ears, which is one of those old companies that nobody works for anymore. They, like, with built-in stars, so instead of teaching on Zoom, you're teaching on that. They have where you can upload, so like when you're creating your classes, the app is called ClassPod, and I'll do a video in the future on that as well. But they have it so that when you upload your classes, you can upload everything that you're going to use. So if you're used to working for like Pellfish, VIP Kid, Magic Ears, anything that had the curriculum there, all you have to do after you create your classes and you put the curriculum in the classroom is literally enter the classroom, and then boom, your slides are there. So you're basically making like your own like VIP Kid where you're almost like semi-independent. The thing that the thing that's really cool about All School, or it's a really time to get in with All School, is because they don't have enough teachers on the platform. So they're doing this huge hiring spree right now. They're marketing to students like crazy all over the place. Now, I know it has to do with, their targeting, and because I've opened up the All School website before. But they're doing a ton of ads on Instagram. They're doing a ton of ads on Facebook. It's crazy. They're doing where they will offer classes for free or for 10 cents. The teacher gets paid $10 for that half-hour class per student. So like, say 10 students show up, they get paid $100 minus 10%. So $90 for that half hour, for example, but the students only paid 10 cents per student, or they got it for free. Then after the students take their lesson, the parents can review the teacher, and for every review they leave, whether it's 1 star or 5 stars, for every review they leave, the parents will get $4.50 in All School credits back that they can use on their next lesson. So it's really super cool because all these kids have like they can get like a ton of like credits towards lessons and basically homeschooling or tutoring. A lot of parents will actually use this for full-on homeschool. Like, okay, my kid's homeschooled, they're not going back to school. and I can't teach everything. So like my kid is going, I'm going to get myself an English teacher, a math teacher, a science teacher, a history teacher, a geography teacher, a language teacher. My kid's going to do all their lessons. And like a lot of people do this. And I mean, there's people, I've taught people all over the world. So as far as like who you could teach, I have taught students in Australia, in China, Japan, um, uh, different places in South America, Canada, lots of kids in California, kids all over the US, kids in Africa, um, like Korea, everywhere. I've taught kids pretty much everywhere. And I have taught a kid that was the child of a president of a country that I'm not going to say what country it was, because that would be breaking moral code there of not telling who your students are. But like I've taught the kid of a president. I have taught the kids of an actress. I have taught the kid of a famous cheese company owner. Like his dad invented this or created this cheese company that a lot of you have probably heard of. Like, I mean, there's some like really, really cool people that you meet when you do it too. I've taught, back in my Palefish days, I taught this, and I miss them. I miss these people because they were really scattered. Like they would come and go, but they were so cool. So they had, what was it? They had not a jewelry store, but like a gem store where they did pink rubies. They mined. I have to look at a map. I'm like terrible with geography, but there's a place next to China that's really sketchy that has like it's dangerous to go into, but it has like a lot of like mining areas where they can get stuff. And they would show me like these big rocks of like, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. I have a picture of one too because they sent it to me. But they like would mine diamonds and pink rubies and like all this stuff. And then when they would cut it, they actually had, and it's going to bother me what the rock was called, but when they would cut it, they would actually have fireworks because it was like a big deal to cut it. But like this lady they were rich, and she took me into this basement to show me her showroom. And it was cool because they had like these huge like gems like all over their basement, their showroom, which was in their basement. They had like this house in the mountains, where they had people that lived there and took care of it while they went to Singapore or different places. But I mean, you meet some really like super awesome people when you're doing it. Yeah. So let's see. Renee said it's awesome for the parents. It really is. As one who has bought classes in out school, I would totally go to a company that gave back to me like that. Exactly. So I have actually, I actually like to test out the classes for my own kids because I think that it's very important. Like Renee said, she put her kids on classes on OutSchool. I think it's really important to see it from the consumer's view. So I tested the platform when, and I don't even really want to say this because I'm kind of erasing my presence of ever saying their name, but I tested my cool class when they came out, and I found out like all the problems that my cool class had. And I tested OutSchool. My kids took a whole bunch of OutSchool classes, and I tested AllSchool. And as a parent, AllSchool is 100% my favorite class because I can get like, they give back so much and I can get so many like rewards. It's almost like a punch card. When you first sign up, if you use somebody's referral code, and if you want a referral code to try a class for your kids, just shoot me a message and I will send you one. You can message me on Facebook if you want to, or I can put it in the comments. But your kids get 2 coupons. They get a they get a $15 one and they get a $5 one. So you get $20 altogether, but you could take 2 different classes with it. And then for each of those classes that you leave a review, you get $4.50 back. So you have that off of your next classes. And then when you go on Facebook, then you're going to go on Facebook. And after you take those classes, you're going to start getting ads on Facebook. And it's going to say like, hey, sign up your kid for this 10-cent class. So it's like like they have some heavy investors behind them that are really backing them and really, this is also good. And I'm not trash talking Outschool at all, because they're also a wonderful company. You can work for both. This is also good for Outschool teachers, because there's nothing wrong with some competition between companies wanting to retain teachers. If they want you and they're competing for you and they both want you to be working for them mainly, what are they going to do? They're going to treat you better. So this, like having another company like Allschool there, so that, Outschool or any company that has basically the monopoly, is so good for teachers. So yeah. Um, so I don't know, I want to answer any of the questions that you have. As far as curriculum goes, I have an entire playlist of curriculum options. Sorry, I'm not tired, but I'm yawning because it's dark outside, and I think that happens. um, I have an entire playlist of curriculum options. A lot of them have either a free trial or free options. Or like a low cost subscription, so that if you wanted to find something, like if you were going to teach English, if you could find one of these curriculums. If you're going to teach something else, you can find something like Twinkle, without the E. Twinkle is a company that a lot of brick and mortar teachers, and a lot of brick and mortar teachers don't know that terminology, but brick and mortar just means that you actually work in an actual physical building, like typically made out of bricks and mortar, right? But a lot of brick and mortar teachers have used Twinkle for a long time. Teachers Pay Teachers is hit and miss, but there's a ton of stuff out there. You can make your own, but you don't have to let that stop you, because there's so much out there, and there are companies out there that will give you the curriculum too. So you don't even have to worry about it. Just do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Figure it out. Don't let that stop you. Okay. So I think the people that are on here right now have been teaching. Is there anybody on here, or even if you have been teaching, do you have any questions? Or is there anybody on here that has any questions that that you want answered while I'm here? Yes. So Renee said, making it fun for the kids is so important. You want to know something funny? Okay, so I taught this kid today, and he was from Beijing, and he used to take class with Sky English. That's what it was, Sky English. And he asked me today, he was like, I don't want to play the goodbye song. And I'm like, boy, I don't do a goodbye song here, okay? And then after I said that, we're not going to do a goodbye song because we don't do that. He was like, wait, now I want one. I'm like, oh, come on, kid. Like, so now this kid wanted me to do a goodbye song. So I think, talking about making it fun for the kids, I think I might be like, maybe at some point in time, writing a hello and goodbye song for the kids, just so that they I don't know. So I kind of picked up my ukulele, and I was like, woo! And my green screen fell on me. But I kind of just picked up my ukulele, and I was like, and I just sang something stupid, but it was fun. Okay. T said she's waiting on her background check from Allschool. I'm excited. Yes. So if you use the link that's in the description box below this video, that is actually a referral link. So it benefits me to help you be successful, because just full disclosure, that's a referral link. And after you earn $50, I get $50 too. So it benefits me to help you earn money on there. Most of the companies, I don't recruit for most. I probably should, but I don't recruit for most of the companies. This one I am recruiting for. They definitely need teachers. When you go in there and you apply, if you use my referral link, I can actually see, full disclosure, I will have your email, and where you are in the process. I will not have any other information but your email and where you are in the process. So it will tell me, like, for example, it will tell me if your background check is under review, or if you have passed your background check, or if you passed your application. And then I could say, okay, like this person passed their application, but they still need to do their background check, or if they failed their application. Um, and yeah, so if you need help with it at any point in time, just let me know. Awaketh, I haven't tried it yet. Awaketh, okay, so I feel like I want to have love for that company. I like Awaketh because they hire from anywhere in the world. So if you guys have heard me talk before, you know that I am very much against. I consider it a slur to call someone a non-native English speaker at this point in time. I mean, yes, it's the truth, but people use that with racist annotations to it, and it drives me nuts. I love the fact that Awaketh does not care where you live. The reason they don't care where you live is because they aren't doing background checks right now. So it's a little bit quicker of a process to get hired. But the process to get in there, now the school, like it's set up like Outschool or All School, but they don't have ongoing classes. So your student retention, to me, like they need to have those ongoing classes. They need to keep them, like they need to get those up there, because otherwise students will come in, they'll take your class once and then they have to re-enroll. Whereas when a student enrolls into an ongoing class, they're automatically subscribed every week. So you don't have to, like, there's no sales team that has to get them to come back. They're automatically subscribed. They automatically get class reminders. The class reminders with All School are really nice. They are not overwhelming, but they do email you before every class. I think they email you, like, I can't remember. I think they email you like an hour before class and like 5 minutes before class. As a teacher, they do too. Um, and the kids have an app that they can do it on too, so they can see their schedule on an app. Um, it's nice with All School. Awaketh doesn't really have anything like that set up yet. So, and you have to you don't you have to email them the time. So you create your classes just like you would on Outschool or All School, but you have to email them the times after you create your class. Then you have to email them, these are the times and hours that I want open. I'm not like a huge fan of that, because then you have to, like, if I wanted to close something, then I would have to email them and wait for it to close. Like, it's just not as user friendly. I think that it could be something, and I like that they have it for non-natives, for lack of a better term. But I it's they have some work to do. And I'm not saying anything bad about them. The team is wonderful. I've talked to the team. They are wonderful. They've put a lot of work into it. It doesn't match. And I don't even like saying this because they're so nice over there, but like it just doesn't it doesn't compete with Outschool and All School. So, and I'm telling you right now, All School has the students. They definitely have the students. I'm booking weeks out right now. And I don't have a ton of students right now. I just started opening things. I've only gotten one paycheck with All School. I'm new there myself. I think I have 15 students right now. Let me look. I'll look really quick. I think I've only been on there for like a little over a week or something. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'll look. I'm pretty sure I have like 15 students, but I could be wrong. Let me see. I'm going to look at my name. My name is Jillian. Let's see here. I got to look. Yeah, I've got 15 students. So, which is slow. So when you do start doing this, if anybody here has not done this yet, and you're not really, like, you've never taught on a platform like this before, be aware that it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to open up your schedule and be fully booked in a week. It is a process to get yourself going, and it's going to take you a little bit of time. There, especially if you've never taught before and you don't know like what to teach or how to list it, or like the words to use, the intro video to do, any of that. It's going to be slow. This is pretty much on par with how OutSchool was. To It's pretty much how it started with OutSchool, where I had like trickle in bookings, and then pretty soon I was fully booked. And that's where I see this going with AllSchool too. I I'm I have no reservations backing them at this point in time. As a parent, I was impressed. As a teacher, I'm impressed. Their support team is impressive. Like, they're phenomenal. Let's see. There are some more companies that I'm going to talk about too. Like, this isn't going to turn into just an AllSchool company or an AllSchool channel, because not everybody can apply to AllSchool. They only hire from six countries. So the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland. And I can't believe I did that in one breath. Wow. I'm impressed with myself now. And you have to be able to pass a background check. So like, not everybody will qualify. But so like the number one group in my Facebook group are people who are from South Africa. So I can't wait for AllSchool. I have lessons done, just waiting. I was approved for KidPass. Oh yeah, KidPass is kind of cool too. They are, I don't know if you're in Cassie's group, but they are getting rid of their lives. Did you know that? So KidPass is another one, and basically what teachers do for KidPass is they will, okay, so the kids come into KidPass and they pay a subscription every month. They pay whatever, and then they can basically take like all these live lessons, and then they can like pay extra to take like one-on-one lessons or whatever. But they have like these live lessons. So like, picture what I'm doing right now, only it'd be like with kids, and it'd be a live lesson, and the kids could come in for free with their subscription. But they're like getting rid of the live lessons, or like going down on them, so that there aren't as many. So that's going to go out. And I think like teachers got paid, I think $15 per live lesson that they did, no matter how many people came into it. Yeah. So if you find, I'll put her name up here. So this girl that I put in the chat right here, she has a YouTube channel, and she also has a KidPass Facebook group. And if you join her KidPass Facebook group, and I'll see if I can find it for you and tell you what it is. She will go in there. She's my KidPass go-to. KidPass Community Unofficial. So that's what that is. It is KidPass Community Unofficial. And if you go into that Facebook group, it's little, but she gives a lot of, I didn't even realize it was that little. She gives so much value in that Facebook group if you're with KidPass. That's a company that I've never applied to, but I've had her on the channel to talk about it. So that is something that I have on there if you guys are interested in learning about KidPass too. And I don't think that there's like a limit to the companies that you can apply to. So you don't know what company is going to be like your company that you absolutely love. It's not going to be the same. Like I might absolutely love AllSchool. I do absolutely love AllSchool. Another teacher might like OutSchool. Another teacher might be like all about KidPass. Another teacher might be all about Synthesis, and I'm jealous that you are. I'm bitter about that, New York State, because that's a cool company. Another company might be, or another person might be all about like this other company, and like there's no right or wrong, but you're not going to know what company you like until you like check it out. So that's kind of what I recommend doing. Like, just get in there and check out all the different companies. I've got a whole playlist on this YouTube channel. Binge it, give me some watch time, and I love you forever. No, just kidding. Kidding, not kidding. No, but seriously, like, just like find out the different companies, subscribe to this channel because I talk about them all. And, and, if something seems like it might strike your interest, apply. You don't have to work there. Even if you get accepted, you don't have to work there. They're used to teachers applying and like not working, but you don't know until you get into it, until you start going through the application process. Um, you can always ask to go into any of the Facebook groups. Um, I recommend my Facebook group because I love it. I have rules on my Facebook group for recruiters where they have to post the pay, because it drives me nuts when recruiters are like, "Oh, we're hiring teachers and we require you to have a doctorate's degree and 27 years of experience and you're firstborn." And then like the teachers will go through and go through an application process, get a resume and a cover letter, and then like teach a student for free and cut off their left toe, and then they get hired and they're accepted and their contract is like $3 an hour. It's like, no, 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 not in my group. You get out of here with that nonsense. You tell what the pay is or you walk. So yeah. So yeah, if there's a company that you're interested in and you don't know about it, feel free to ask me. Feel free to ask in the group. If I don't know anything about it and you guys want to know about it, I love researching this stuff and bringing it to you guys on here. And I will totally, do it up here, get somebody on the channel that knows about it or do the research myself and let you know. But look into it. I mean, I applied to, I guess I technically still work for Cambly. I did like a day's worth of work for them. And I got one paycheck, and then after that I was like, never again. Like they just pay way too low. I know a lot of people love Cambly. That's not my thing. I was hired by Magic Ears, and that wasn't my thing because of their very strict noise cancellation policy or their noise policy. And I'm like, if you guys watch my videos, you've seen that my house is not always quiet. I have a train back there, a throughway here, dog, a small zoo. So dog, cats, 3 children, a small zoo. Like sometimes, it might get loud. And, I can't work for a company where I could be fired for a noise distraction. I've had people knock on my door while I was teaching. Like, I'm not going to be fired because, somebody came to knock on my door to ask me to join the Jehovah's Witnesses or something. Like, so like that one wasn't for me. But I wouldn't have known it had I not gone into the application process and checked it out. They all require different, generally like all the same, but like, some of them are different. Some of them require a cover letter and resume. Some require a demo video. But just, kind of look it up and figure out what you want. All right. I'm really not tired, but I'm just going to yawn anyways. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? If you're watching the replay and I did not answer your questions, because I know that there were some people that could not make it and they are going to come back and watch the replay, drop them in the comment section and I will answer them. And please make sure, and I'm sure the people that are still on here with me are already subscribed, but please make sure that you're subscribed, because what I do is when I talk to teachers, I talk to you on the lives, I talk to you in groups or on like one-on-one calls or in coaching sessions or anything like that. I listen to you. And when you guys tell me that you want help with something, I figure it out for you and I put it on this channel. Because it's just like it just makes my heart so happy when somebody comes back to me and they're like, hey, you helped me like get a job and now I'm able to do this and I'm working. And it's just, even if I don't get anything out of it, like all school I get a kickback, right? The other companies I don't. And even if I don't get a kickback for you being successful on a teaching platform, it's worth it to me to help you guys. So yeah. All right. So I will wrap this up. Please make sure to subscribe, like, share this video, do all the things that, do. Come follow me on Instagram. It's Jillian Shanahan. Just look up my name. You'll find me. And join the Facebook group if you have not already. Those are the things that you should do. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, find me all those places. And reach out to me if you have any questions. Leave any questions in the comment box. and I'll see you guys all later. I have a video coming out tomorrow, a video coming out Saturday, and I probably have another video coming out in between because I've got that book nook video that I might put next Tuesday, but I might release it early because I don't do well sitting on things. So, all right, I'll see you guys all later. Bye. Thank you for coming in. And any other questions, drop them. I'll answer. Bye, guys.